Hi everybody, this is Desda with Plus Images TV. Welcome to the first of our revamped program. Today we're going to be talking about books. Not just any books, but all things plus size. From advice to fitness, nutrition, self-care, self-acceptance, and everything in between. Why don't we get started right now? This first book that I'm going to talk about goes back quite a ways, which will show you that self-acceptance is not a modern-day concept. This is Marsha Millman's Such a Pretty Face, Being Fat in America. It was published in 1980 and delves into her fat-obsessed society, our fat-obsessed society. Millman reveals how people live with what she calls the burden of fat stereotypes. So, I don't know if you can still find this at your library, but I'm sure if you go online, you'll be able to find that book. Our next book is by Dr. Glenn Gazer. Dr. Gazer began to write this book not thinking that he would change his mind about being fat and being fit and healthy. But the book is called Big Fat Lies, and he wasn't always a proponent of the idea of being overweight and fit and healthy. His book explores many of the myths fat people have heard all their lives, particularly fat meaning unhealthy and early death. Among the many amazing facts covered in this book are, according to the jacket, there is no connection between fat-clogged arteries and obesity. Overweight men and women who exercise regularly have a lower risk of premature death than thin men and women who do not exercise. And for millions of people, weights above the recommended height and weight tables are actually better for health and longevity, and dieting may be the reason for your weight gain. Dr. Gazer provides a new way of thinking about your body to help you achieve your own natural weight for your optimal fitness. You will discover how to be fit at any weight. The next two books I'm going to show you are from a wonderful woman who I had the pleasure of taking a seminar with, a weekend seminar. And her name is Dr. Sherry Erdman. These are her two books. The first book is Live Large, and the second book we'll get into in a minute. But Live Large contains a series of big ideas, as they're called, affirmations and actions for sane living in a large body. Each page begins with a big idea, something important to consider in building self-esteem. An affirmation is next. Positive, assertive statements reflect some thought or behavior you would like to possess. Finally, a size-wise action. When ready, these will help you to become a larger woman who lives without apology or shame. This book walks you through the journey to self-acceptance to live your life now, not after you lose weight. Sherry offers the encouragement you'll need to break the cycle of guilt and change your life from the inside out. And her next book, Nothing to Lose, emphasizes a way out of shame and anger associated with being fat, with practical exercises through information and personal stories from women who decided not to accept society's weight problem, but instead embracing Erdman's message, you can have the life you want in the body you already have. I highly recommend Sherry's books. She is a wonderful advocate of size acceptance. Our next book is one that I really love, and it's called Bountiful Women by Bonnie Burnell. It's another inspirational read that encourages women to learn self-acceptance, resolve past and present relationship issues, and succeed in work, friendship, and love. Bonnie is a psychologist in private practice who has led workshops for women to get on with their lives. In between chapters, she gives the reader little tidbits called More Secrets for Bountiful Living, like open yourself up to the world of pampering. Each and every day, find ways to spoil yourself. Do what you do and surrender the outcome. Whatever judgments other people make are about them, not you. Even if you feel scared or hesitant, reach out for what you want to make your life better, how you want to make your life better. This is one of my personal favorites. And by the way, all of these books actually are my own personal library. Here's another book. This one's in paperback form. And this is friend to the show, excuse me, and former guest of my old show, Dee Hakala. Thin is just a 4-letter word. Outlines realistic fitness and nutrition programs that will help you gain improved health and mobility. And mobility, as we know, is such an important part of our lives. We can't enjoy our lives if we can't get up and moving. Her Nike Fitness Innovation Award-winning program called The New Face of Fitness was a revolutionary fitness program open to all levels of fitness that combined exercise, lifestyle changes, and group support. That was a very key component. Everyone was there to help one another. I participated in the class for 2 of our shows, and it was a great experience. I highly recommend her book. Moving on to another former guest of our show is Fat So, and this is by none other than Marilyn Wan. The cover verbiage says it all, because you don't have to apologize for your size. This is a fun read that will inspire you and make your life take your life by the horns and get out in the world. I love her quote, "Life is too short for self-hatred and celery sticks." I agree wholeheartedly. This book is filled with true stories and essays and lots of sassy attitude. I interviewed Marilyn several years ago, and she was a delightful, passionate fat advocate. She examines fat hatred and prejudice and encourages all of us to proclaim, "I'm fat, so..." And by the way, you'll love the Venus of Willendorf. Let me show you this. This is so cute. This is the Venus of Willendorf, which many of you know has become a symbol of fat acceptance. And this is an ancient remnant that was found, or ancient ruin that was found from thousands of years ago. And it has some cute little outfits that go along with it. You can print some of these out on, you can print the doll out on cardstock, and then you can color these in if you like with color pencils or markers and print them out and have your own little paper dolls. I've loved paper dolls since I've been a little girl, so this brought out the little girl in me. And she also has these cards. These cards are heroes and villains in fat history. These are kind of fun as well. The next book, okay, be careful. This is a sensitive subject, so if there's any delicate ears or children in the room, you may want them to step away. This is Hannah Blank's book, Big, Big Love, and according to her, a source book on sex for people of size and those who love them. This is a no-nonsense approach to living your best life as a sexually active person. She explores facts and fallacies. That was almost a Freudian slip, about big sexuality, stereotypes and fat admirers, desire and self-confidence, techniques, toys and positions, medical issues such as polycystic ovarian syndrome, fetishes, and more. Hannah discusses it all, regardless of size, orientation, or gender. Big, Big Love covers a how-to toward you having a more fulfilling love life. Our next book is by another friend of the show and former guest, Kelly Bliss. Her book, Don't Wait, is another Love Your Body Now narrative with tips and suggestions for healthy eating and to get moving. Kelly's a psychotherapist whose clients range from anorexics to supersized individuals. She runs fitness seminars and daily sessions and is a happy 5-foot, 200-pound woman who has found her purpose in life, helping others to love themselves in the body they're in now as they work toward a lifestyle of healthy eating and body movement. And she's the person from whom I learned the term joyous movement. Anything from dancing, you could do chair dancing and chair exercises, to swimming, anything that gets you moving and makes you happy. And loving yourself now doesn't mean you're giving up on yourself. Self-acceptance can be the first step towards improved physical and psychological health, which is probably one of the major components of self-love and acceptance, is the psychological health aspect of this. She provides tools for people of all sizes to live a full life, and for resources for all things plus size. Kelly has also created a plus size yellow pages. Go to the web and check it out just that way. Plus size yellow pages. Our next book, The Invisible Woman by W. Charisse Goodman, discusses the full-figured woman's invisibility in a thin, obsessed world and the prejudice she feels as she walks through life. This book takes a realistic look at those experiences, I have a little dry mouth, excuse me, that many fat people have endured. Goodman recounts her journey to self-acceptance. So remember, you are not alone. Now, this is a book written by a celebrity. You might recognize this author. This one goes back a ways too, but Wake Up, I'm Fat by Cameron Manheim is an insightful look at the actress's determination to dispel certain beauty myths. She was the main character on a television show called The Practice, for which she won not only an Emmy but a Golden Globe, and proclaimed at her acceptance speech, let me show you the back because this was that moment, "This is for all the fat girls." The book chronicles her journey from overweight teen who desperately wanted to fit in to the present self-loving fat activist she was proud to be different. I'm sure you'll enjoy learning all about her transformation into the award winner on her own terms. My next book is also by a celebrity, and you surely know this celebrity, Monique. This takes an irreverent look at being a plus-size woman. Her book, Skinny Women Are Evil, which we really don't believe, is a hilarious look from her own perspective. Some of the chapter titles are provocative. Can't we all just get along? The trouble with skinny women. Or Food, Glorious Food, Need It, Want It, Gotta Have It. Sexy is More Than a Size, Shopping Horror Stories of a Full-Figured Fashionista. This book's foreword is written by none other than comedian Whoopi Goldberg. She states that Monique has written a funny and moving book about how we treat one another and why no one has to take anyone else's crud, and I cleaned that up, anymore. She talks about tubby travel and a truly funny look at the typical day in the life of a big girl and a skinny girl. Too hilarious. Now, I don't have the actual book, but I do have the book cover because I want to make sure that you can take a look at it, and if you want to purchase it. This next book is called My Plus Size Pregnancy Guide by Jennifer Rue McLennan. She's written this very special pregnancy guide that will answer all your questions and will discuss embracing your changing body, increased risks, nutrition, physical activity, and the clinical importance of working with a size-friendly doctor. I want to make sure this stays up here because it tends to go out. There we go. Through the guide, you'll see quotes from real moms who share their plus-size pregnancy experiences. The book also includes worksheets, activities, and templates, all to help you have a healthy, happy pregnancy. Now, a special note on this book is just for the time during which you're pregnant. It's not a prenatal guide nor a postnatal guide. It is just, as it said, a pregnancy guide. The next book is a book of fiction, and it's by my friend, I'm proud to say, and it is called Mind Fire. Let me get the larger picture of this. And it was recently published on Amazon. This is a work of fiction by International Size Acceptance Association founder and president, author, size acceptance advocate, artist Alan Steadman. Mindfire introduces us to 21-year-old Leah Hamilton, who discovers she can move things and set them on fire with her mind, which is no surprise since her father's a superhero and her mother is the deadliest of supervillains. Leah undergoes a transformation throughout the story, so grab a copy of this super new adult thriller. It's on Amazon.com in hard copy and also on an ebook. So is the mommy book. The mommy book is also new. My Plus Size Pregnancy is also. So there we have that one. Now, let's see. Another book that Alan told me about, and I don't have the, I'm afraid I don't have the book, hard copy. This is called Good Girls Don't Get Fat. How weight obsession is messing up our girls and how we can help them thrive despite. Good Girls Don't Get Fat is based on Dr. Silverman's groundbreaking research at Tufts University and filled with honest young voices as she decodes the ripple effect of actions that damage these girls' psyches. You know, a lot of us see in today's press, we hear it on the web, we see it all over, how young girls are being bullied about their weight or about anything that makes them different in some way. And these kinds of books are important to help us, to help our young women, especially our tweens and our teens, to feel good about themselves. I just hate the idea of our girls not loving themselves, saying, oh, I'm fat and I don't fit in. So that girl's skinny. Maybe she doesn't fit in. Another girl has frizzy hair. Maybe she doesn't fit in. Another girl may have teeth that aren't perfectly straight. She may not fit in. All girls are beautiful. All women are beautiful. And we have to learn to accept each other's differences and love them just for who they are, as I love all of you out there. Our next to last book is another book of fiction. And here's something fun. If you are a mystery enthusiast, author Sue-Ann Jafarian brings us intriguing mysteries featuring plus-size sleuth Odelia Gray. In this book, Too Big to Miss, Odelia investigates the death of her good friend, the self-confident Sophie London, who apparently committed suicide. But Odelia's investigative senses tell her it's a case of murder. Well, I haven't quite finished it, but it's very good and very intriguing. Jafarian has created a likable and relatable character who isn't afraid, who isn't your typical sleuth. And she's not afraid to go after finding out the truth about her friend's death. There are other works of fiction out there with plus-size characters, from romance to mysteries such as this one. So search the web for plus-size mysteries or plus-size romance novels, and you'll find more. The last book that I'm going to tell you about is a book of shameful self-promotion. And this is the book I recently wrote, and will soon hopefully be up on Amazon. I have to do that process. And this book is called A Curvy Girl's Guide to 10 Steps Towards Self-Love and Self-Acceptance. This book is a workbook, if you will. This book provides you with steps, everything from, everything from stop comparing yourself to others. You're perfect as you are. Accept your uniqueness. We all have our own flaws, but we also have all of our own strengths, attributes, and don't compare yourself because you're a special individual. This one is not like you, who is not like the other one. So let's stop doing that and find the goodness within. Examine all your positive attributes. I'm sure there are many. Another thing we should do is daily affirmations. Think about all those good things and all those wonderful attributes you have. Look in the mirror every morning and repeat any kind of attribute or affirmation that makes you feel good about you. There's a whole list, there's a whole page full in the book, and I'm sure you can think of many more. It also talks about joyous movement and healthy choices, as a lot of these books do. The one page that I particularly am happy about is we talk about finding a fat positive doctor who doesn't criticize or tell you You better have weight loss surgery. I have a great doctor, and I'm very happy with him. One of the pages is a doctor's visit form. You can put everything on here from what your symptoms are to why you're visiting. You can include the name of the doctor if he's a specialist. Also, you can include all your numbers, your blood pressure, your pulse. If you want to document your weight, you can. If you don't want to, don't. I don't get weight either. And then, of course, you can list your medications. You can list, I don't even have my glasses on, questions you may have for your doctor. You don't want to forget those important questions. I do that. I think of it, I get there, and then I've forgotten. So this gives you a spot for that. Any tests that are ordered, any follow-up visits, an important form for you to have to remember what your visit was like, what medications you're on, and what your next steps are. A very important part of this book talks about your support network, those people that support you. If you're having issues, if you're down about yourself, if you need that hand up and that pat on the back or a hug, this is your support network. Surround yourself with positive people. We have this wheel. You're right in the middle, and here's some suggestions of all the people who are in your support network, from clergy to coworkers, family, friends, parents, children, coaches, you name it. If they are supportive of you, these are your go-to people. An important part of my book also is that after each chapter, journaling pages. So as you go through your journey towards self-acceptance and self-love, you can chronicle that journey on those journaling pages. There's more to the book, but I see it's time for us to go. I hate leaving you, but I do want to remind you to please join us again here on Plus Images TV on YouTube. And if you would, subscribe, press the little bell. The little bell down there will notify you when new programs come up on YouTube. Please join us on our Facebook page, Plus Images TV, and our webpage, plusimagesTV.webs.com. Please send us your show ideas. We want this show to be about you and what you want to learn about, hear about, and know about. And remember, the measure of your worth is not determined by your dress size. Until we meet again, everybody, thanks for watching us. Bye-bye now.